Most people think sports betting is just gambling, a shortcut to losing money, and for the most part, they are right. But the truth is, if you understand the right strategies, it's possible to turn sports betting into a consistent source of profit. Take it from me, anyone can do what I'm about to talk you through. Whether you're a complete beginner or someone who already bets but wants to do it smarter, I'm going to show you the easiest way to make money from the markets. I'm Tony from Betting Analyst, a full-time professional sports bettor. Let's get into this. Before the methods, there's one key concept. You must beat the true odds. This means you only place a bet when the odds offered are greater than the probability of that outcome happening. Most people think sportsbooks always win because of their margin. That's true if you bet randomly. You will lose. But sportsbooks price thousands of markets every day. It is impossible for them to be perfect on every single one. They use different models at different traders and they react to news at different speeds. Let me give you the coin flip example. If you bet $10 to win $9, odds of 1.90, the bookie wins long term. It's as simple as that. But if you can find a spot to bet that same coin flip at odds of 2.10, then you know what happens. Suddenly, you have the edge. In a casino, the house edge is fixed. In sports betting, the odds are just opinions, and opinions can often be wrong. When you identify those mistakes, it stops being gambling and starts becoming a calculated strategy. There are three main ways that beginners can start profiting immediately. Firstly is match betting, using sportsbooks promotions and bonuses. By matching your bet on an exchange, you extract the bonus as cash with zero risk. Then you have arbitrage betting, also known as shore betting. This is taking advantage of price differences between bookmakers to lock in a guaranteed profit regardless of the result. And then better again is value betting, identifying mispriced odds. You don't win every bet, but because you're constantly taking prices higher than the true probability, you win over the long haul. If you are completely risk averse, match betting or arbitrage will suit you better. However, they are not the most efficient. Value betting is where the real long-term profits live, and the reason for that is quite simple. You are not giving any value back. Now, most of you are going to be working on a budget, so let's go through some of the free services. So let's first of all touch upon odds comparison websites. Sites like BetMonitor or Odds Portal let you compare prices across different sportsbooks. They even list basic arbitrage opportunities. While they are limited, they are a great training ground to get you started. And what about freemium services? SureBet and BetBurger offer limited free versions. They are restricted, but they show you how opportunities appear in real time. You could also use everybody's friend Google to find other freemium services that might suit you better. And don't forget, new software is appearing every day, so keep up to speed with what's happening. Then you have the sharp benchmark. Experienced bettors use sharp markets like Betfair and Pinnacle as a compass, as a benchmark. Betfair is really simple. If a sportsbook is offering higher odds than the lay price on Betfair, you likely have a value bet. Let me share a quick example with you for the football. If we click on football there, you can see today is Champions League, and here the match Barcelona, you can bet a 1.6 or you can actually lay it, which means you can take the bet at 1.61. So over at BetMonitor, you can see here odds available on the home team are 1.63, 1.62. So if you've got any of those bookmakers, you've actually got a value bet. You can also order that for the away teams, but you can see there Betfair come out on top, don't they? 5.6 and 5, so there's no value in that. On Betfair, you've got all these markets. Just look that the actual liquidity is quite strong, right? So you can see there 472,000 bet. And with Pinnacle, known as the sharpest bookie in the world, if you take Pinnacle's odds, remove the juice using a calculator on a site like WinRodds, you get the true price. If your local bookie is higher than that, you bet it. So let me give you a quick example for Pinnacle, how we can use the benchmark. If we go to the weekend's game, Cagliari against Napoli, and we look down on the away teams for Pinnacle, here you can see the odds at 6.13, 3.86 and 1.63. If we then go over to the true odds calculator at winner odds, then you go down. I've already put them in. 6.13, 3.86, 1.63. Then you click calculate. It removes that margin, the 357, and here you have the new odds. So if you look at MPTO, then you can see that the odds that you'd have to beat are 166.22. I use Shin, which is 166.88. If we actually go back to the game itself, you can see these are the odds that you can find. If we then go across to the Newcastle against Sunderland game for second example, and we scroll down to Pinnacle, you can see there the odds are 166, 4.05 and 5.35. So now we'd have to go across to the true odds calculator, and now we've got to put those in. You can see here we're removing the margin, 3.62%, and then you could go down there and you can actually look at the MPTO odds, 1.694, or the Shin if you prefer using that formula, 1.70. We go back to the game itself, and you can see 1xBet have odds of 1.72, and even on Betfair it's 169, so it'd be 170 on the lay market, right? So if you did have a 1xBet account, you could actually beat those odds. Now here's the simple truth: manual hunting is great for learning, but if you have a bankroll of 5,000 or more, you need to stop trading your time for pennies. Now is the time to be pragmatic. You shouldn't be paying for software because you like spending money. What you need it for is speed and to become more efficient. Professional tools feed you advantage bets, so you can actually find 50 bets instead of the 2 you would find if you was doing it manually. This part might be odd, but it needs to be said. Sportsbooks don't like winners. They see you are taking their profits, they will close or limit your betting accounts. So let's talk about the stealth protocol, how to stay alive. To keep your accounts from being limited, you need to act like a pro. If you're new to this game, I would suggest you start with the 50% rule. Deploy 10% of your bank to 5 different sportsbooks. Keep the other 50% in reserve for fast reloads. Now learn to look like a square, an everyday punter that is used to losing at sports betting. When you subscribe to a software, you will be fed a lot of obscure leagues, and I would advise you to stay away from them. Concentrate on the big stuff. So if you're in the US, for example, you want to obviously do the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, all the college games, of course, ice hockey, maybe tennis, local football, like the MLS and so on. If you're in Europe, obviously it's a little bit different in that you'd be more interested in football, but it goes also without saying that you could be interested in the top US sports. And I will also suggest that you stick with the main bet types. So you could be betting on the player markets, but more obvious is the outright bet. Who's going to win the game? Football, the 1x2. You could also have the Asian handicaps, different handicap types of bets, the totals in that game, the unders, overs. They would be the typical bets that the average sports bettor made. Now, I did mention holding money back for reloading. And the reason for this is very simple. Never withdraw until you have to. A withdrawal request triggers a manual review, which means they'll look through your account and see that you've been advantage playing. In this instance, you would actually be shooting yourself in the foot, because it would trigger a review of your account, and once they saw that you've been advantage playing, you would be literally limited or closed straight away. So leave the money there until you see something negative happen, in terms of that you're not getting these bonus offers anymore, you're not getting any of these special deals, right? I would also highly recommend that you standardize, stick to 1% stakes. That means $50 if you've got a 5,000 bank. Now you can adjust according to your EV, your expected value. If it's lower, you could probably reduce it to 0.5% stake, and if it was really high, you could probably increase to 1.5%. But you need to keep your bankroll working, right? Now, don't be a softie and never mention a testing phase. These tools are vetted by thousands of people. Don't waste weeks verifying them with $2 bets. Start as you mean to go on. Act like a pro from day one, and the books will treat you like a customer. Once you've mastered the basics, the ceiling gets even higher. So let's go through some of your other opportunities that you should be looking into. For example, in-play betting, limits are much higher, and markets move so fast that sportsbooks struggle to track the true price. The The likes of OddsJam and TradeMate Sports, they include in-play betting. You could also look at middling, a lucrative method, especially for US sports, where you bet both sides of a line and hope that it lands in the middle and that you clean up on both sides. I would also suggest that you learn to use betting shops, because in this instance you can stay below the radar. You can use runners, you can use bet placers, commission agents to do the work for you. You could be working with a partner, where you've got somebody at home actually looking through the odds and actually feeding you the bets, right? But you are staying incognito mode, so betting shops could be a way to go forward. And if you've got enough meat in the game, I would also suggest you take multi-software, because I've looked into a lot of these softwares and they are pumping out a different value bets. So serious pros often pay for 2 or 3 different tools, because no single software catches every mistake. So let's conclude by saying that winning at this game isn't about being an expert. It's about using what you've got in hand, what you can get hold of. If you can get betting accounts, you can profit. Now, how you go about that, you've probably noticed I haven't talked about third-party betting accounts in this episode, but that's something you could look into. Then, of course, you need to understand technology a little bit different. But for now, if you concentrate on your own betting accounts, this is what you can achieve. If you're at a higher end of the scale, don't worry. I'm going to be doing a video next telling you what you should be doing to reach the real top level, where people are making absolute millions from this game. In the meantime, I would also suggest that you go and have a look at our Pinnacle video. That's got nearly 500,000 clicks. It does show you the basics for making profits from sports betting. Now you can actually monitor the markets to take advantage, right? Once you learn that, you'll know what it's all about. The final thing I'd like to say is subscribe to the channel. You're going to get a lot more out of this game if you start following us and doing things right. I teach, you profit. That's the rule around here. That's it for now. You're through to boot camp again. See you in the next one soon. Take care. Bye bye.